Yes, sir.
One of the black holes in the federal government is federal judges. Give me your thoughts on that.
Well, I have a record of speaking out against things that I believe are wrong. I'm not one of these guys that's going to run for Congress and just be quiet. If things are wrong, I'm going to speak about them. And we have a judge, to me, that should be impeached. And I have written letters, I've spoken out about that, and I believe once the truth is known, too many people just don't, self-governance, and the judges, they govern themselves. So if one of them does something wrong, his buddy has to tell him he did it wrong. We have to fix that. There needs to be some oversight of these judges and their activities, because some of these judges, they're on the bench for life, and that's, and they take advantage and abuse that privilege and that right. And so they need to have oversight outside of their own the judgeship. And I believe we need to move to that. I think too many of them are abusing their positions, and they've been doing it for a long time, and we need to have it fixed. Does that answer your question about my position on federal judges? Okay. Yes, sir. Or ma'am.
Okay. What do you believe is the federal government's role in education? Specifically, how do you feel about the No Child Left Behind legislation?
It's got a really jingle title there. How can you argue with No Child Left Behind? But I believe the law has been somewhat of a failure. And why I believe that is that in education, it appears to me, I have 4 children. And I often say I have 3 great kids and 1 that I deserve. The problem with that is the one that I deserve keeps passing around. It's a different one every day. But my parents did tell me one time that I was paying for my raising with my children, and my wife said that that's not fair because she was really good when she was a kid. One of the things about education that I've learned as a parent is it's not one size fits all, folks. I have 4 kids, all learn different ways, and the correction of my kids. I've got one that I can just say something in a stern voice and they hyperventilate, and I can hang one by his thumbs and it doesn't have any impact at all. So, for the press here, I've never hung one of my kids. But I can't. So one size doesn't fit all. What I want to do is I want to place the control of your education of your children in your hands. I think vouchers are just such a simple solution to this problem. If you have the things that either lowered your taxes, which, trust me, that rarely works, because they just find another way to tax you. But if we gave you a voucher to get an education system and you could find a school, so that means there could be a small school out there that just focused on educating children with ADD without drugs. And so all the ADD kids would be together, their learning would be different. And then you have some little bookworm who just reads all the time, which you can tell by that comment that I'm the ADD one. The people that learn in a very logical way and they read and they go to a totally different school. And you have the power is in your hand as the parent to know what's best for your children. How wonderful would that be in our society today? But nobody wants to talk about that. You know why? It's the same reason CPAs don't want to talk about doing away with the IRS. Because they're so comfortable with what they've been doing, they're afraid of change. I got to tell you, if you're not changing, you're dying. And we need to change things in our